Ladies and gentlemen, he's in charge of customer experience here at Liferay. Please welcome Henry Nakamura.
All right. Let's get this party started, right? All right. Good morning. I am Henry Nakamura. I am excited to welcome you here to New Orleans, and we're thrilled that you're here for Liferay Symposium 2018. Welcome. Last night, we heard from Dr. Gerbejani, who challenged us to be forward-thinking, to use software to codify and scale our competitive advantages to better serve our customers. And then Brian came on, and he talked about how Liferay is expanding on our open source roots to help IT provide more business value. Well, this morning, we're going to be talking about the new products that we've released in the last year. I'm really excited to do so. So to start us off, our VP of Product Management, Ed Chung, will be talking about how we see these products all working together and deliver on our value proposition. So please welcome Ed Chung.
Good morning. It's great to be here in New Orleans. I'm excited to share with you that I'm sure you all know, but we announced 3 products earlier this year during the summer. DXP 7.1, Liferay Analytics Cloud, and Liferay Commerce. And before our product managers come up on stage and dive deeper into an explanation of each product, I wanted to briefly explain the reasons why we've invested in these areas. So most of you are already familiar with Liferay DXP. You've built portals and intranets and have probably launched other digital transformation projects to service your customers, your partners, or employees. And with 7.1, you'll see later on today how we improve the way IT and marketing can work together to be able to create pages, and also invested in our forms to provide new features and capabilities to help IT deliver on the apps needed by business. So Liferay DXP helps you create these engaging experiences. And with DXP, we're going to continue investing in our platform to make the creation and management of these experiences much easier for both the technical and business user. However, in 2018, creating digital experiences isn't enough. You need to be able to measure and optimize those experiences as your customers interact across your digital properties and signal to you what is or isn't important to them. And that's where Liferay Analytics Cloud can play an important part in understanding your customers and providing engagement and interest insights throughout the customer journey. So we're really excited about Analytics Cloud and what it can offer. And last but not least, we have Liferay Commerce. Commerce is a much stronger offering when it's integrated with WCM and portal technology. An integrated solution really helps companies address the full customer lifecycle from prospect to loyal customer. And it's important to note that Commerce for us wasn't an acquisition. We built it from the ground up. And one of the differentiators that we strongly believe in Liferay is that our products are well designed with features that work together. So with our new products, Analytics Cloud and Commerce, as well as our existing product, DXP, we've done our best to anticipate the needs of your business and want to bring more value, business value to you out of the box. From new web capabilities to help you reach your prospects, analytics on how people interact with your assets on Liferay and non-Liferay sites, to a full commerce solution, we're doing more to help you acquire and retain customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. So before we dive into the products, we thought it would be important to reflect on the customers that we serve here at Liferay. All of you. You see platform giants like Facebook and Google, and the VC-backed disruptors like Airbnb, like Peloton and Heal that we heard about yesterday. They're inspiring. Those are great stories, and they're headline grabbing. but they don't necessarily reflect the challenges that we see, the challenges that you all tell us about. Quite honestly, established, mature companies are still facing digital transformation challenges, irrespective of where you are in that journey. Creating new, better, personalized experiences, optimizing operations, and modernizing the flow of technology, those are the challenges that we still hear about and that we are trying to face. So with that in mind, we've asked one of our customers to come on stage and share a little bit about his experience with Liferay and the challenges that they are facing. So Keith Corbin is the VP of Technology at Comerica, one of the leading banks that provides a collection of financial services to corporate, treasury, and retail banks via their enterprise portal. He's going to share a little bit about what his business is like and the challenges that he encounters as an IT leader. Sam Wijayakumar is one of our senior account executives and has worked with Keith from the very beginning. So with that, let's please welcome them to the stage.
Good morning.
Thank you so much, Keith, for coming out.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about yourself and Comerica Bank.
Certainly. So I've worked at Comerica Bank for about 10 years now. I served in a variety of roles in consulting prior to that. And Comerica is a top 30 bank. We're considered a regional bank. Many people don't really know about Comerica because although we have 500 banking centers, we are primarily a business bank. That is our bread and our butter. So over 60% of our revenue comes directly from our business bank customers. We operate in 6 different countries. A number of different states. Our headquarters is in Dallas, Texas. Our operations is in Michigan, and we also have significant customer bases in California, Texas, Arizona, and Florida. I think many of you are probably aware we are on a digital transformation, and I'm pretty sure if I asked any of you who's doing a digital transformation right now, you'd all raise your hands.
So what do you sort of see in terms of trends in digital transformation in your industry?
The biggest thing is that financial services aren't sexy when it comes to technology. We're not Facebook, we're not Airbnb, but how many of you remember carrying a BlackBerry? And I remember when I got my first BlackBerry, it was kind of like the rite of passage, right? You're this IT guy, and now you're all of a sudden can send emails from your pocket. And it seemed like BlackBerry was on this meteoric rise, and nothing could knock them off. And then all of a sudden, Apple comes out with this product called an iPhone, and all of a sudden, the CIOs of the company, the CEOs of the company, started having that experience in their pocket. And when you talk about digital transformation, I don't think I've ever seen a faster digital transformation than when a CEO or a CIO wants a little pet project done. And all of a sudden, BlackBerry was pretty much off the face of the earth within 2 years. And I think that's what we're starting to see in the financial industry, right? Is many times, especially in the business bank, I think retail banking has been a few years ahead of that. The personal experience just isn't there yet. Well, now all of a sudden, the people that are decision makers of the company are having those personal experiences.
Sure.
So it's no longer the guy entering wires all day long, right? He's not a decision maker. In his personal life, he's probably on Facebook and doing all these other crazy things with technology, but he's not an influencer even. Now all of a sudden, those executive levels, those C-suite, people are starting to have that retail experience. The decision makers of the company are now in a position to say, I want that in the business bank. And that becomes really challenging because how do you, take your cash cow products and turn them into something that someone wants to use? It certainly is very challenging.
Sure. So what has been your approach to sort of meeting those customer expectations?
Yeah. So, this kind of reminds me of a story. I refied my house. Don't tell anyone it wasn't through Comerica Bank.
Your Facebook Live.
Don't tell anyone. And I went online to this website, filled this information, And it was about 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night on a weeknight. Fill out the form, and it pops up a thing. It says, hey, we got 4 or 5 extra questions. If you do a live chat with us and answer these couple questions, we can actually get you your rate right now. So I said, sure, why not? I was bored. I had nothing to do. Wife was watching TV, ignoring me. So I'm starting to chat away with this person. And we kind of converse back and forth. And they say, hey, look, obviously we're not talking about the same thing. Can I just call you? Now it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm thinking this is like that Jake from State Farm commercial. My wife's going to be like, who's calling you at 10 o'clock at night? This is weird. And so I'm like, sure. And I'm expecting someone that has no idea who I am. It's probably some chat bot that has just forwarded this information. And sure enough, the guy gets on the phone and starts talking with me at 10 o'clock at night about refi my mortgage. And that was amazing. Like all of a sudden, I'm having that personal experience in my life, and I want that now. And so as I went through the process, just the technology that was enabling it was amazing, right? I knew every step of the way how things were going. Documents were scanned on my phone. The agent, the title agent came to my house to sign everything, close. And that was awesome. But one thing stuck out during this process. This particular company would send you push notifications to your phone as you move through the process. And at one point it said, your mortgage has gone through underwriting. So I know at that point I'm basically approved. And it says, we're just waiting for some final information, and then we'll schedule your closing. And it says, how do you feel about your mortgage right now? And in the corner, there was like a sad face, a neutral face, and a smiley face. And I clicked the smiley face, and I expected nothing of it. And within about a half hour, the mortgage broker, whom I've talked to maybe like 2 or 3 times, called me and says, hey, we're really excited to have you a part of our family. I'm happy that you're happy. And here was just such a simple experience that this guy, I'm sure he's doing 100 mortgages a week, took out of his time to call me and thank me for my business and say, you're important to me, at least at this moment. I don't kid myself. I'm sure he has no idea who I am now. But in that moment, I felt like $1 million. And I felt like, wow, this company really wants my business. And to me, that was the most important thing, is now I'm having that experience in my personal life. And how do I transition that for my customers and have my customers have that experience? And we've been so acutely aware of that as we've moved through our digital transformation.
So how did you hear about Liferay, and where did that fit in your transformation process?
So about 3 years ago, Comerica announced a major, kind of restructuring to the street. We set some really strict or some really aggressive cost savings. And part of that was an app modernization and rationalization program where let's not kid ourselves. We have a lot of old technology. What do we need to rationalize? What do we need to consolidate? And what do we need to get rid of? And as part of that was our treasury portal. So what do you, the first thing you do? I think we all do. We go to Gartner and look at who's got customer portals. We work with one of the leaders, a very well-known portal with a hefty price tag. So we said, there's got to be a different answer out there. And so I didn't have any contacts at Liferay. I didn't know anyone at Liferay, aside from reading some things about it. Didn't really know who to call. So, again, to go back to experience, I fill out the Contact Us form on the front page of Liferay. And here I am expecting that email to go into the abyss. Maybe 6 weeks from now, I would get a phone call. And I think it was within 15 minutes, a guy named Tim calls me and says, hi, I got your email, and I want to set up a customer demo for you. We can have people there next week. And I'm just like, the hell? Is this for real? And that was really the start of our relationship. And it's been amazing since then.
Awesome. So what made the bank choose Liferay, and how is it solving some of those customer problems that you've been facing? Certainly.
So I think the common theme that I've talked about is experience, right? From my personal experiences to the experiences that we have, Liferay made me feel important, right? I think a lot of companies will come out and say, we want to be your partner. And that really sometimes gets difficult, right? It's easy to be a partner when things are going easy. It's easy to be a partner when you want my business. But when it really starts to get down to developing the product we started to see that, right? And we saw that very early on from Liferay. Like I said, I mean, I'm not going to kid you. I mean, in terms of cost, it was significantly less than the product that we had. So, it seems like that's an easy decision. It was a cost, based decision. And the answer is, well, that's true. That's part of it. But there are other places or other, people in the field that we could have gone with that were cheaper. But for us, it was about that experience, right? You brought the right team to the customer kickoffs. You heard what our goals were, and you heard what our objectives were, and they didn't necessarily align with what Liferay was used to in a customer. And it wasn't, well, we're not going to help you. It wasn't this or that. It was, we really want to partner with you to solve that. And it's been about 7 or 8 months now. We're almost ready to go live, and it's been an amazing, experience around that. In terms of from a technology standpoint, how is it helping us solve? It goes back to being in the financial industry. We've got applications that are 20 years old. They're written in .NET from like Windows 2000, and how do you come up with a strategy to keep that stuff involved in your application portal? I can't get rid of it, right? I got 7 customers in some bank that this is, to them, it's the most important application in the world. It can't go down, it can't break, and it makes the bank money. So from my business partner's perspective, they're saying you can't get rid of it. And so how do you bring those applications along, but really start to enable that API layer, right? The services architecture, and be able to consume a lot more of the things that the Facebooks, the fintech companies, that they're pushing, right? We would love to abandon the term portal, but the answer is we've got a number of applications that will always sit in a portal-like structure, and until they're gone, we have to be able to accommodate them. The answer is simply Liferay allows us to accommodate those applications in a legacy manner while we still move forward, and we've kind of drawn the line in the sand that said any applications that come in, now, or we're going to integrate to you this way. This is our new integration standards. And we'll embark on projects down the road to remediate or retire those other applications. So I mean, it starts with just a cost picture, all the way to the personal experience, and really just being the right technical solution for us.
So you guys are about to go live. I can't wait.
Me too.
And it's been a while coming, and we're glad to see that. But I also know you have some amazing plans for innovating in the coming years. So tell us a little bit about how you plan to innovate digitally this year.
Certainly. So Comerica, I'm fortunate that the teams I have, I think it's sometimes oversold, but we are truly agile. So I'm here this week with my business partner. We have 6 really well-established agile teams, and we deliver every 2 weeks. What I'm about to tell you is going to shock you, but we push code to production almost once a month for every one of our applications. So as a financial institution, every single month we're pushing enhancements to production. That's listening to customer feedback. That's listening to my business partners saying, you've got to get this in, or what I want is more important than what you want. And this customer came to me and said, we need this. So we've built that credibility with our business partners to say, look, this release 1 of our portal is just that. It's to get us on this new technology. But what's the broader picture, right? What's the longer term vision? And having that relationship with our business partners allows us to say, let's create a backlog of things for the next, 18 months that you want to achieve. Some of them are moonshot ideas, but some of them are real tangible things that we want. And if we release every month or every 2 weeks, not only are we delivering value to our business partners, but our customers are seeing that. And we've had some of that feedback where customers are saying, look, we told you something in a customer forum and it's in production already. It's less than a month. To me, that earns the credibility to go back to our business partners and say, look, we are going to make an MVP 1, and then we're going to deliver more. And we certainly couldn't do that without our business partners, right? I mean, that's really the key message there, is that having strong relationships with your business partners. I mean, I don't agree with them all the time, right? My technical, agenda never correlates to what they want to do from a product perspective. Right, sure. But being able to say, look, we need to find some common ground. We've been able to achieve some pretty awesome stuff, and certainly look to carry forward that momentum.
And you're hoping to, I know, look at some of the personalization type things and give your customers that experience you were getting from your mortgage. And
that's exactly it. I think that's the best way to kind of to wrap this up, in the sense that, you know, technology is experience based now. I think we all have that, right? I mean, you get frustrated at your cell phone, you switch your cell phone company. You know, you get frustrated at your car, you switch your car. You know, I get frustrated at my cable company, but I only have one option, so I can't switch them. But technology has enabled banking to be easier to move. So long gone are the days where I can say, I've got a relationship with you for 150 years, your company with 150 years, and I know that it's going to take you years to leave my bank. Technology has enabled customers to move away just as easy. And so it's all about that experience. It's all about making sure the customer feels important. And frankly, whoever it is in that company, whether it's the guy entering wires, whether it's the person answering, you know, the mortgage stuff, making them feel important, as well as knowing that those CEOs and those CIOs are having that personal experience, and that we have to deliver products that align to that. Otherwise, they'll find someone else to go bank with.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming today, Keith.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So what I found really interesting listening to that presentation backstage that Keith made, and thanks again to Keith, was how he used an example of technology not just creating a personalized and individual experience, but creating an emotion. Technology was used in a way that created an emotional connection, an emotional response. I love this. I felt a relationship. This made me happy. Those were things that may not seem natural necessarily, but using technology to create those connections between your users and your customers, those are the differentiators that we see possible. So with that in mind, we've called up our product team, who will be presenting here this morning the different products that we've released this year. Very excited to start off with Dennis Ju.
Thanks, Henry. Now, central to the success of your organization's digital transformation strategy is going to be your ability to respond to your customers' needs and expectations with speed and agility. Now, Liferay DXP's heritage as an open source platform has traditionally really excelled in empowering your IT users to create end-to-end solutions, an experience I'm sure everybody here is familiar with, whether that's building employee intranets or public-facing websites, customer self-service portals. But this same heritage that's been so great at empowering your IT users can also create this culture of over-reliance and dependence on IT to build anything and everything. From complex use cases that involve business processes and integrations with third-party software and SSO, to creating a simple web page. And so with DXP 7.1, one of our renewed focuses was to really empower your business users so that your IT team could be free to continue innovating and your business users can respond with agility to changing market demands. And one of the ways that we're doing this is with a new ability to create quick, stunning, fast web pages. Now, before 7.1, creating a single web page required some sequence of designers and developers coming together to create a theme, to select a column layout, setting up a web content with structures and templates, dragging and dropping widgets, an experience that I'm sure all of us here are very familiar with. And this process worked great for creating web pages that have long lifespans and displayed either dynamic content or structured content, like news feeds or blogs. But this same process can also be very unwieldy and slow if, let's say, your marketing team just wants to create a one-time use landing page for their new fall sales promotion. And so in DXP 7.1, we've added and expanded upon our web experience management tools to allow your business users to quickly create modern websites. We've introduced the concept of page fragments and content pages, and you can think of these page fragments kind of like Lego blocks. Your designers and developers will create your headers, your hero banners, your testimonial sliders, the commonly reused components of your organization's website. Your marketing team can thereafter come in, they can grab these page fragments into a content page, quickly and easily create a one-time landing page, and they can, in place, edit the text, replace the images, so that they can quickly create these one-time landing pages, all without ever involving IT. Now, these modern websites can help drive traffic and visibility to your site, but once your customers are there, you're going to need to interact with them somehow. It might be a quote for an insurance, an insurance quote. It might be a Net Promoter Score survey, or maybe a event sign-up. Whatever it is, collecting data we know is essential to all of our businesses. Creating a dedicated app for each one of these purposes, we all know it's slow, it's expensive, it ties down IT resources. So in DXP 7.1, we greatly expanded the capabilities of forms to handle complex use cases. We've added conditional rules, advanced validation, device handoff, multi-language support. And all of this was to allow your business users to create form-based applications that involve little to no code. For example, now your account manager can go in and create a product issue feedback form. The manufacturer and the product can all be auto-populated using conditional rules and integration into your third-party data providers, your ERP system, for example. And Forms also now saves your work in progress. So if your user starts filling out the form on his mobile device and gets interrupted, he can continue filling it out when he gets back into his office. Now, these are a couple just simple, quick examples, and we have sessions later on that will dive deeper into some of these features and much more. But this renewed focus on the business user might seem like it's not really speaking to a lot of the IT folk in this room, but we really believe that by focusing on the business user and empowering them with new low-code tools to respond to the market demand at that time on demand, we believe that this really frees you guys and the IT team to do what they do best, to develop, to create innovative new solutions and tackle some of the complexities that we all face in our businesses. We encourage you guys to check out some of the deep dive sessions that go into these new features focused on business users. And of course, we also have sessions that will focus on the developer experience and the new cool things that you can do in 7.1 for the IT crowd. Next, I'd like to hand it over to Corbin Murakami, who will share a bit more about one of our newest product offerings, Liferay Commerce.
Hello, thank you, Dennis. I'm just happy to be here for this historic moment when the first time two Corbins have shared the same stage ever in the history of time. But even more so than that, I'm very excited to share with you some of the problems that we're trying to solve with Liferay Commerce. And by doing so, talking about 3 key areas of focus that we have for the product. First of all, in the context of the customer journey, Liferay has traditionally supported both the acquisition and the retention of a customer, but not necessarily the transactional part. So with the addition of Liferay Commerce, I'm happy to say that we're supporting more of the customer lifecycle than ever before, from the attraction of the customer to the sale, and finally to the retention. Why is this important? Well, because in digital commerce in 2018, it's not just about having a storefront, having a checkout process and a cart. It's about being able to have the tools to attract those customers, make the sale, and actually retain them over the long haul. With Liferay Commerce, we're blurring the line between these 3 stages, meaning that customers have a single cohesive experience across your marketing pages, across the catalog, and across their customer portal. This is good for your customers as well as for you as a team that needs to manage these systems. Secondly, We know that many of you come from the B2B world, or at the very least, work in contexts where maintaining a strong customer relationship is fundamentally important to your success. And we realize that digital commerce in these contexts can be very complicated. But the problem is that you cannot afford to make this complicated for your customers. They're expecting frictionless commerce. That's why we're blending the complexity of B2B commerce with the convenience and simplicity of B2C. Our backend is specifically designed for integration with external systems. It's designed to support organizational hierarchy, workflows, and customer-specific pricing. But from the buyer's point of view, the only experience they should have is the one that's tailored specifically for them. Finally, we're using the power of machine learning to improve the customer experience. For example, we take order history, combine that with machine learning algorithms in order to generate order forecasts. But we not only make those order forecasts available to you as a seller, but we take it and also provide it to your customers as well, so that they can predict when they should reorder and how to effectively manage their capital. This is just one of the ways that we're using the latest technology in order to give you a competitive edge in order to win in the customer experience economy. And remember, this is all in a single integrated platform, not the taping together of two platforms, which means that everything that you know and love about Liferay DXP is also at your fingertips with Liferay Commerce. So for someone like a manufacturer whose challenge is attracting and retaining dealers, by being best to do business with, you can do more than just sell online. You can create competitive advantages. And this doesn't ring true just in manufacturing. This is true in insurance, financial services, and healthcare as well. So hopefully you got just a taste of what is to come with Liferay Commerce. If you're interested in learning more, we have a deep dive session later today, as well as a workshop tomorrow. So moving forward, as we strive to really understand what customers are doing, we realized that Liferay was in position to address more of the customer lifecycle than ever. But also, we wanted to take that, gather that insight at every touch point that you have, whether it be a Liferay site or not, so that you can make those connections about this journey and improve it holistically. So to share more about how we're addressing this, please welcome our product manager for Analytics Cloud, Charles Pinnon.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Corbin. Enterprise IT leaders are no longer expected to just build and deliver digital experiences timely, but serve business with the understanding and intelligence of what customers need. Be they anonymous or non-individuals, user interactions, they leave pattern traces that can tell a lot about what customers want in every visit. That will help your organization to discern what works and what doesn't work. Aggregate disparate silos of customer data into a single location can help you be ready to start an intelligent conversation with customers and ultimately personalize this conversation with them. Analytics Cloud can actually help you in the job to bridge the gap of knowing what actually matters to your customers. For example, for a manufacturing company, being able to understand what dealers are doing in their portal is extremely important. They have to manage regulatory requirements such as sending recall notices to dealers. Until dealers open and acknowledge these recall requests, manufacturers, they hold a high risk. This type of business need a way to know when dealers viewed, downloaded, and acknowledge the content of the recall notices. Analytics Cloud can assist you in the job to bring this information and surface that to the business. It can provide information on who downloaded, what, and when the download happened. Based on this information, it is possible to build a segment of dealers who haven't interacted at all with this type of content. And manufacturers, for instance, may reach out to them to influence their compliance with this requirement. To talk more deeply about the features that we have in Analytics Cloud, Tomorrow, we are going to have 2 different sessions. I'm going to talk about Analytics Cloud, and my colleague, John Lee, is going to talk about CDP, Customer Data Platform. I invite you all to come and join us in this talk. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Corbin. Thank you, Dennis. We hope that you're inspired and excited by these things that we've shown you here this morning to help you deliver more business value. But speaking of excited, right here on this stage right now, it's a very important moment for Liferay. And we have a very large product announcement that you are all going to be here witness for. So you get to go home and tell your family. With that, let me bring up Fernando Arias, a business developer who will tell us more about it.
Good morning, everyone. Really glad to be here today to bring such an exciting announcement to all of you. I'll be the one today adding a new different accent, so I hope you can understand, to help my friend, Australian friend Adrian. I'm from Brazil. I've been at Liferay for 7 years now, and I had the great opportunity to work with many of our clients and partners throughout Latin America. If there's one thing I've learned from this process, is that we are all trying to bridge the gap between what we can deliver as a business and what our customers expect, right? We are actually here today to meet our customers' expectation, and trying to meet your expectation. But with the pace of change, not only on the technology side, so with everything we've learned like yesterday from our keynotes, machine learning, artificial intelligence, all these new crazy technologies, but also on the business side, right? How can we leverage those technologies to create new business models? And the conversation, the whole competition game is changing. So we are moving more and more to talk about innovation, right? Continuous innovation. How can I, as an IT leader, can create an environment where my developers can learn about those technologies? How can I, as a business leader, can create an environment or a culture, we might say, to leverage those technologies and create new business models to deliver different experience to our customers, right? In my opinion, continuous innovation is the basis for the foundation for every digital transformation. So we've been talking about digital transformation for a long time now, and yesterday Brian Chung presented his vision, our vision for digital transformation, and I totally agree when we say that digital transformation couldn't be seen as a regular project with a start and an end. It's more of an ongoing process where we are trying to adapt, we are trying to understand the new technology, we are creating this environment of change, constant change, right? And this is exactly what Liferay is doing, right? We are transforming ourselves, right? My colleagues here just presented the solutions that we are bringing. We're moving from being one product to a multi-product company with great solutions for commerce, great solutions for analytics. DXP 7.1 is just the best digital experience platform ever made. And today, we want to do more. Today, we'll be announcing our 4th product offering, and we expect that this will be a game changer and will change the way you all interact with Liferay technologies. So I want to introduce you to Liferay DXP Cloud, which is the newest way for you, customers, partners, to run, to manage, and to scale our digital experience platform. And in order to explain what we are trying to accomplish with DXP Cloud, I want to use an example. So let's say that we are trying to create a customer portal. This is Liferay portal, right? And you want to deliver to your customers. You want to meet their expectations, right? So you want to deliver the best digital experience available. So you chose to use Liferay DXP. But before you can start dealing, like working on the business value, delivering those experiences, there are a few challenges, big challenges that we need to overcome. So the first one is related to infrastructure. Things like what's going to be the operational system we are going to use? Where is going to be the servers? Is it going to be on-prem? Are we going to use any cloud provider? Google Cloud, Amazon, Azure? How is going to be the architecture for the network? Is that safe enough? Is that secure? What about monitoring? What about performance? So with DXP Cloud, we don't want you to think about that. We are going to solve that for you. The second challenge is related to DXP itself. Things like, do you need high availability? So is that going to be clustered? Who is going to install DXP for you? Is it going to be your team that we are going to train? Are you going to use our own teams? Who is going to monitor and to prepare for the unexpected? And there's the good unexpected. Let's say that the solution is really good and you're getting like more traffic than expected. So how do you respond to that? How do you scale and respond to not lose opportunities? And there's the bad and expected as well. So let's say there's a problem. What's your backup strategy? How faster can you recover, right? And finally, fine-tuning to take the 100% advantage from our platform. So with DXP Cloud, we want to manage all of that for you as well. And the third challenge is related to the software development lifecycle and to help companies that are already in a DevOps culture where we're going to give you tools to do even better, to achieve faster time to market, like tools to manage everything that's going on with your solution. But also there are companies that are starting there. There are silos, there are development world, there are operations world. So we want to give you a head start. We are bringing all of Liferay best practices into DXP Cloud in order to help you achieve a better efficiency in your development lifecycle. And basically what we are trying to do is for you to work on your business value on day one. So to focus on what really matters. This is our first pillar where we want you to focus on business value, like getting all your resources to work on your solution, to get your know-how in your solution and bring it to your customers, delivering experiences, great experiences there. We want also you to deliver with confidence in a platform that was tailored for DXP, built by the vendor that created DXP itself, and finally, evolving faster, innovating faster, right? Leveraging all the technologies and being able to achieve a greater time to market. So with DXP Cloud, we want to empower your teams to know what's going on with your platform, all the services, if they're running well. They can see in a real-time fashion if something unexpected is going on. So for example, in this case, let's say that your solution is really doing really well and there's an unexpected traffic, and you can, for example, respond to that by using our out-of-the-box auto-scaling feature. And with a few clicks, you can enable auto-scaling, and now you're prepared to respond to the unexpected. And as I mentioned, we want to help you in the development lifecycle, creating a true DevOps culture. So we are creating tools that will help you in the three pillars, from development to deployment, from deployment to operating your solution. So things like environment management. So let's say you want to see what's going on your development environment and what's being tested, what's running on production. You can also understand what's being built by your team. And let's say there are new features, you want to test a feature that was built. So we give you the ability with a few clicks, you can create a test environment for you to promote a feature that was built on the development side of things. Now your business teams can try it out. Your product managers can try this feature to see if it meet their expectations. All of that with a great UI and a very simple to use dev experience, right? Our features list goes on and on. There are tons of features with DXP Cloud. I won't go over all of those. So I take this moment to invite all of you to our breakout sessions. There will be a workshop today held by Tiago at 10:35. And tomorrow we are going to have a new approach to DevOps using DXP Cloud. So you are welcome to come to learn. Come to our booth as well to discuss with us. We are really excited with this new product announcement. Thank you very much.
Right, pretty cool. We're very excited about that. Hope you are too. So, as our customers and company needs have grown, so has our platform, right? The focus really hasn't changed on what our software does, providing personalized access to information and environments based on user needs. What has shifted is the way companies are delivering that information, and also the level of personalization that's achievable with new technologies. So we try to keep our platform as open and flexible as possible to allow you to pursue those software solutions that make the most sense to you. But we think there is a great value and a benefit in certain key areas that a homegrown, unified software solution from a single vendor can provide, and also where other existing DXPs fall short. You heard about DXP Cloud, right? Taking you out of the weeds of managing IT infrastructure. It simplifies everything from environments and backups and CD, CI, scaling. This allows you to focus on your business needs. When we heard about Analytics Cloud and WEM and Commerce, This is showing our dedication to providing more value, intrinsic value, out of the box as we continue to innovate. So with that, I hope you were enthused and excited and hopefully inspired a little bit about what you've seen this morning. I'm really excited again to have you all here. Thank you all for coming, and welcome to New Orleans. Have a great day.